Good morning to you. This is Daniel with SalesRemastered. Wishing you a great Wednesday morning. Today's Wednesday the 9th of August, and I'm suited and booted because I'm doing I'm hosting a rally for over 200 sales agents today. And not only am I standing in front of my boss's boss, well, first off, I'm taking place for my boss while he's out on vacation. And so I'm, of course, going to be right on spotlight, right in front of my boss's boss, and then also my boss's boss's boss, which is the CEO, the owner of my company. And, is it intimidating? Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially if, I chose to be intimidated. And I'm not saying I'm fucking God Almighty or anything like that. What I'm saying is that I'm human, and so it definitely runs through my head. I learned about Wednesday last week that I'm going to be the one hosting this event or doing this rally. So I've had some time to prepare, and I could have sweated it and overthink it. I did somewhat overthink it, and I get asked a lot, because it's my second time hosting it. And then also from people who've seen my videos on here is like, wow, man, you're doing great. Like, how'd you do it? They won't ask questions on how did you muster the courage to speak in front of so many people without being shy or without hesitation. And so it was a mental hack that I think I could share with you right here, right now, where if you have to speak in front of anyone, whether it's a group of one or a group of 1,000, and someday, mark my words on here, someday I'm going to speak in front of thousands, if not reach millions from the documented, speaking event. But that's ultimately where I see myself going. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't be, if this thought had crossed my mind this time last year, I would never have believed it. I'd have a YouTube channel, I'd be doing a vlog every day and just recording random thoughts or kind of just hitting record and then talking and covering topics that are relevant to that time. And so when I learned about me having to host this rally, which, it's everything from kind of just a state of the union, seeing where the market is, an update on the company. I work for a national size company that does $1 billion in production every month. And we have several branches all throughout the US. And, so I have people watching from Michigan to, Phoenix to Texas to Arizona. And, it literally is all throughout the US. And I get an opportunity to have sole attention from everyone for at least 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm going over updates, topics. I'm giving shout outs and awards to the top producers of this massive size company. And so not only do I get an opportunity to present the award, give their shout outs, give their stats, and shake their hand of some of the greatest salesmen in the industry, let alone the profession, I have to stay coherent and say, oh shit, it's all on me. What if I fumble? What if I stutter? What if I don't make sense? Or what if I get lost or I go blank? And so you have all these different thoughts on what if something bad would happen, or what if someone says something negative about my presentation. And so here's the hack that I'm going to tell you. The hack is, instead of thinking what negative comments could be made, shift your focus and think of what positive comments can be made. Meaning that, oh man, Daniel did a fucking awesome job. Dude, Daniel's handsome in that tie. Dude, that tie though, or man, this guy, he spoke very well. He carried himself very well. Exude confidence. All the positive things that you can imagine being said. You have to imagine that. And when you think along those lines, you change your mindset. You change kind of the emotion that's attached to it. And so instead of being nervous, you gain a little bit more confidence. And the hack goes a little bit deeper than that. right? It's not just tricking your brain to perceive the situation in a different light, but it's also realizing that, you know, it being a risk of putting myself out there, putting myself in front of everyone, putting myself, you know, in a spotlight where for 15-20 minutes I'm just going to talk about a topic that's meant to motivate and inspire and also lead the entire division, right? And so what do I say? that's the thing. And this meeting literally takes place in about 3 hours, and the spotlight's gonna be on me, and I have no topic. I have absolutely nothing to say. But here's the thing, is that now I have over 105 videos on YouTube. And to be honest with you, I didn't know any of the topics until about within 15-30 minutes of me pressing record. And so I had some time, but I didn't have any time to, you know, write down any bullet points or make sure I'm covering this, because I didn't want to overthink it. I wanted it to be natural. I wanted the audience to feel that it is not scripted, that it is fully organic and authentic. And I think that if you deliver that type of message, no matter how raunchy it is, and that's why I curse sometimes, is that, you know, it's the genuine honesty and truth of the content that is really what captures your audience. So my plan, my strategy is that I'm just going to feel the vibe. Fortunately, I know a lot of these individuals. Out of the 200 plus representatives, I work on the same floor of about 120 of them. So I somewhat, to a degree, know, you know, the vibe or the energy within the arena that I'm going to give this talk to. And you know, as it grows, and some of you probably already spoke to audiences larger than 200, and you're looking at me, you're like, who's this guy? Why am I listening to this guy? And I'd ask you the same. Why the fuck are you listening to me? Oh, yeah, I remember. It's because I'm sharing free content that may not help you on this video, but I'm sure there's another video where either you and I can relate on how we handled the grind or the struggle or the situation, whatever you want to call it. And then we may have videos where you don't agree with, and that's cool. And that's why I have over 100 and counting, and adding more on a daily basis like this one. But here's my strategies. I'm just going to go up there and I'm just going to feel the vibe. I'm going to read the audience and take from what I know in my experience and just have complete trust in my capability, because I've been doing this for a long time. I know that no matter what, I'm going to go in with a risk, and whether I win or I lose, I'm going to come out the other end stronger than when I came. And I look at it like this. I look at it as sure, it's a risk, but if I win, I'll feel happy. And if I fail and I fall on my face, at least I know I tried, and I walked away stronger. I walked away stronger of what not to do. And so I look at it as a win-win situation. Of course, all my cards and my money is going to be bet on me doing an amazing job, just because, you know, I think that everyone should have kind of that confidence going in. But we're all human, so we gotta have that handicap variable of what if I fart, or what if I burp out loud, or what if, you know, I stumble or I lose my train of thought and I just tank. You know, there's always that variable. And I think a lot of us are wired in a way to always expect the worst. We're just built that way, or at least, you know I was, or I am, you know, to some degree. And it's taken me over 3 decades now to realize that a lot of the shit holding me back from never even taking a step to start, because mind you, I would never talk in front of over 200 people. I never had any interest to until recently. And you know, I'm pretty reserved. I'm not shy, you know, if I know anything about the topic. But then again, I'm not necessarily the most social, you know, so I'm not going to, hey, what do you do for lunch? Let's go out to lunch. You know, I'm kind of one of those socially awkward dudes that just wants to talk about the next stage or the next level of life, you know, just constantly always wanting to discuss business, plan, plot, and survive. And so, but that's just the way I'm wired, you know, and if you're wired that way, then hell, I'll have a conversation with you for days. But if you want to talk about fucking This Is Us, or you want to talk about the episode of Bachelor, or you want to talk about some fucking Netflix episode of Dungeons and Dragons, I may not be on the same page as you. And I think that we all have some sort of topic that we can relate on. And my topic that I feel confident and strong in is motivation, is mentoring, is insight, is helping those who want to help themselves. And why I'm so passionate about it is because this is my DNA. This is what it's enabled me, and I'm living proof that it works. And so I'm going to record this this speech, and I'm going to document it, and I'm going to put it on YouTube, and you tell me how I did. And I want you to know that you can also go into a situation not knowing of what the results would be. You can also go into a situation today, tomorrow, or the day after, or next week, next month, next year, where you could also be in a position where you can either win massively or you can fall on your face. And I hope that this video comes back to mind, and the exact words of "you either win or you learn" really resonates, and know that you're going to walk away from the situation much stronger. And it may suck right now, but just like everything else in life, you get over it. And how you react is the fundamental piece of how you'll grow, right? It's not the situation you're in, it's actually how you react to the situation that enables you to grow. And so I hope these words make sense. I'm gonna go grab my coffee, and wish me luck. I'll see you guys later.